Cleaning out pain. Do you want to glow? Do you hate your pain? Do you want holistic health regardless of your pain? Now, I have often said that we turn our pain into power. And I will tell you only, and only when you are willing to call it out. Only when you call it out. No wonder famous football quarterback Drew Brees made this statement that once sounded so unfair and callous at the time when I first heard it, about 2.5 years ago. He said, "If you are looking for your purpose or calling, you will find it in your pain." Now welcome, my lovely and amazing audience, to another of the Hope Ignites Healing podcast with your host, Dr. Lillian Kaliisa. This is a space where we speak everything holistic health and healing. And in this season, we've been talking clean out. We are cleaning out our minds, our bodies, and our spaces for holistic health and healing. So this week, again, I bring you cleaning out pain. Listen, I will tell you, and I know it, that pain is something that I do not need to describe. For every one of us here knows it and can give it their own definition in their world. However, what we all yet haven't done is to call it out. And this is why I'm here today. Now, this thing called pain, I'll tell you I hate it, but it's inevitable. It can be caused by physical, which we are more familiar with probably, emotional, which actually exists but we never want to talk about it, or environmental stress, that is the one that's beyond us. These physical, emotional, and environmental stress inducers, we have to name them. For I will tell you, it is the big elephant in the room that we have. So today, I will share some statistics about this. Right now, listen, WHO reports that 75 to 90% of diseases that we face in life have stress as a common risk factor. Can you imagine that? And other medical research further confirms that 90% of doctors' visits are actually stress-related, and that almost 90% of life's diseases and illnesses that we suffer are actually stress-related. Oh my goodness, those are such bold statements and yet true. Because I can take a simple tally. How many of you, my listeners, has gone through pain or stress that is causing your medical conditions? I can tell it's almost 9 out of 10 of us. Now, this definitely interferes with physical functioning and body processes, because 1/4 of us have this stress affecting our physical health. And again, 1/4 of us, it is actually affecting our mental health. And then half of us lie awake at night, almost 48% to 50%, lie awake at night because of causes of stress. Now, can we disarm this thief already? We cannot allow any longer for you and I to be a mere statistic. We now know better, and I'm here to support you on doing that. We are calling out the pain, the one that is causing that stress, and we are naming it. So it is the first step in disarming it. We are giving it a name. And the best analogy I can give you is when we are faced with a bully. So today, pain is that bully. The best way to manage and suppress the influence of a bully is by standing up to them. You face them in the face and name their action, declaring it to be no more acceptable, right? Exactly what it is that is going on with the pain and its resultant effects of disease processes in our bodies. Now you see, pain, stress, and all their causes are not going to go away soon. No, nor will disease and disease processes. But once we know how to manage these and support our bodies to protect themselves from this damage, we then have the power to minimize the damage and even prevent the resultant disease processes for which we will need medication. Holistic health from the pain, which I call a lifestyle, doesn't mean that the damage never existed. No, it simply means that the damage no longer controls your life and your well-being. For I will tell you that the healing power that comes from a lifestyle of healing that I teach my audience on a daily starts at identifying and calling out the pain. Trust me on this. Now, allow me to show you a simple clinical illustration, just to make it a little bit easier for us to understand, because it's always easy to understand the physical part. When you have a physical wound that remains covered and is never opened, that wound keeps digging and causing damage in the underlying tissues, and this definitely delays healing processes, right? But once you've opened that bandage, you've opened and allowed it to breathe, and you nurse it, healing begins from the inside to the outwards. The same with those pains that have come from the past loss and trauma, the pains of things like grief after the death of a loved one, miscarriages, infertility, failed dreams in your personal career, betrayals, failed relationships, major losses in life. The list goes on. Call yours out and put it on the list. For today, we are unearthing that pain. So this enables us to discover the power you have within out of this pain by calling it out. We have hidden and protected this pain for too long, and it's causing disease processes. I will tell you that healing from my personal pains and resultant disease processes, things I've talked about even in the previous podcast that we did last week, does not mean I forget the pain and the causes of it that surround that time. No, but it means I took back the damage it caused to my body, and I am aware that any other exposures similar or different to those that cause stress and pain to me in my world, just like we would a wound, immediately I call it out. I name it and deal with it. It does not linger on, for if it does, I now know better that my body loses its power to protect itself. Now, this sounds easy to say, right? Easier said than done. So many of you are probably wondering, how then do I do this? Not to worry. That's why I'm here, and I will tell you through the CSC method. My method that I described as CSC, that is, call it out, S, step out, C, community. And this is what it means. Call it out, like I said in the last podcast. Talk to someone. It could be social or medical support, yourself through affirmations and self-awareness, your thoughts through journaling and brain dumping on paper. Now, I have learned that pain causes shame, and shame thrives in secrecy. It doesn't want you to name it. And while I'm talking about calling it out, I want you to be aware of practicing mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness, what does it mean? It's a mental practice that involves you focusing on the present moment and becoming more aware of the emotions and the stresses that are causing them. And eventually, you learn to accept and let go of the desire to control and eliminate the emotions that are coming with this. So you take away the power of it controlling it and you release. And then the yes, that is to step out. Even just to breathe, that is allowing oxygen to reach to the places that have been deprived through your mental stretch. So exactly the best is just having your physical activity. It has been shown to be most effective in improving mood because it releases endorphins and all the feel-good hormones, things like serotonin and dopamine. It causes better circulation to the brain and the entire body. And this makes you more aware of yourself and your desire to heal. It's the start of letting the body physically heal from the cell damage that the stress has caused. Step out, even just to breathe, and to make it better, stretch those muscles. And the C, community. Joining a community of people in that area of your pain, not necessarily to massage the pain, but to build your muscle through it. Things like, for example, if your pain or stress was from a financial loss, join a savings or financial investment or literacy group. Was it from the loss of a loved one or a relationship gone bad? Join a charitable or one organization or movement or group of people that gives back love and healing to others. So that somewhere you have an opportunity to share love from the one that you similar to the one that you lost in your deceased loved ones. Give back healing, pay it forward, and in the process, healing will find you. This is our question for the week. Are you facing any pain? Physical, emotional, or mental? Have you seen your doctor or therapist just to support you in giving it a name? And in medical practice, we call it a diagnosis. You would if it were a physical wound, right? So come on, let's do it for the emotional and unseen wounds right now. Now that you know what damage it causes to your body, what will you do differently this week? I want to challenge you. For I will tell you, taking on these steps on a daily has enabled me to clean out my mind and my body from the stress-causing conditions. For I say no to being in that 75 to 90% statistics on a daily. Even when I can't avoid it, I am simply aware of it, I name it, and I manage it immediately. You can do the same, right? Now listen to this. Whatever it is, or wherever you want to go to help others, you are only able to do as much as you're willing to heal. Even if it means getting professional help and therapy, you are only able to support others for as much as you're willing to heal. So this is the time when I encourage us to tell our minds what to do. So join me in this week's affirmation. Speak it after me. You need it. Your body does need it. Come on, let's go. I glow and radiate healing within. My body is made to heal itself from the damage of past insult. My mind has allowed the inflow of this damage, so I take hold of it today. I am a masterpiece of healing, and pain does not control me any longer. Today, I take a hold of it and I give it a name. So give it a name right there. I call it out. It held me yesterday, but will not control my tomorrow any longer. I am healed. I am free. I am glowing in the hope of seeing the new version of me. I take my peace back, my joy, and my health back. My mind breathes in deeply, holding on to hope, for these are the only eyes I have into tomorrow. I glow and radiate complete healing from my pain. I walk in it daily as a lifestyle, for I am healed. For I turn my pain into power. Well done on that. You have done well. So do this throughout the week and you'll tell me how you feel at the end of the week. Proud to be your host and your guide through this journey as we clean out our minds, our bodies, and our spaces for holistic health and healing. Your host, Dr. Lillian Kaliisa. Proud that you're making this decision for you. I can't wait to see your irrecognizable version. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.